Imagine a world without dogs. No guide dogs, no rescue dogs, no sheet dogs, no dogs waiting for you at the door when you come home at night. Imagine human civilization itself developing without dogs. Would we have become farmers as quickly? Would we have survived harsh, severe winters without dogs? Would some civilizations even have existed at all? So this episode on Listen Global English, we're looking at one of the most extraordinary relationships in history. The partnership between humans and dogs. How did a wild predator become humanity's closest friend? And what can modern science tell us about this remarkable alliance? So welcome to Listen Global English. I'm Gary. I'm British. I've been living and teaching in Colombia since 2010. Over the last 16 years, I've taught English to individuals and companies, many different sectors, many different backgrounds. And in this podcast, we use global topics to help you improve your English naturally. As always, I'll explain key vocabulary, phrasal verbs, idioms, and useful grammar structures as we go along. So let's begin. 30,000 years ago, across the vast steppes of Eurasia, two highly intelligent species dominated the landscape: humans and wolves. Both species lived in groups. Both hunted cooperatively. Both were social animals. And both competed for exactly the same food. The word dominate, by the way, means to control or be the most powerful in a particular place. For example, you could hear large technology companies dominate the global market. Humans and wolves were, in many ways, rivals. A rival is just a competitor or opponent, a rival. For thousands of years, wolves and humans probably viewed each other with suspicion. Yet something extraordinary happened. Scientists today, they increasingly believe that dogs may have domesticated themselves. Let me explain that. To domesticate means to adapt a wild animal so that it lives with and depends on humans. Traditionally, people believed humans captured wolf cubs and raised them. But modern research suggests a very different story. Some wolves may be the less aggressive, the more curious individuals. They began approaching human camps in search of food. This process is known as the commensal pathway to domestication. A commensal relationship is one in which one species benefits while the other is neither significantly harmed nor helped. Early wolves benefited from human leftovers. Humans initially gained very little, at least not at first. Notice the grammar there. Humans initially gained little. This is the past simple, which we use to describe completed actions in the past. And these interactions, they continued over generations. The friendlier wolves survived, and they reproduced. And eventually, wolves and humans began to get along. The phrasal verb get along means to have a good relationship. As an example, my neighbors and I get along very well. We also say get on. My neighbors and I get on very well. I get on with my boss, for instance. Scientists believe wolves and dogs genetically diverged somewhere between 40,000 and 27,000 years ago. The verb diverge means to separate and develop differently. Modern dogs possess a fascinating characteristic known as hypersociability. This simply means an exceptional tendency to seek social contact, even with members of other species. In other words, dogs genuinely want to interact with us. And maybe this explains why they became so successful. There's an idiom you'll often hear: curiosity killed the cat. We use this to suggest that being too curious can cause problems. Curiosity killed the cat. Ironically, curiosity may have saved the dog. Those curious wolves that approached humans all those years ago eventually reproduced over 1 billion dogs worldwide. Over thousands of years, these, what we call proto-dogs, spread across the world alongside humans. A proto-dog simply means an early ancestral dog. As humans migrated, dogs migrated too. Notice this grammar. As humans migrated, dogs migrated too. This structure uses two simultaneous past simple actions. It shows two developments happening in parallel. As dogs adapted to different environments, they gradually changed. Dogs in warmer regions developed shorter fur. Dogs in colder climates retained thicker coats. They retained thicker coats. Retain just means to keep. They kept thicker coats. Humans had not yet begun selective breeding. Selective breeding means intentionally choosing animals with desirable characteristics to reproduce. Of course, later, humans would take this process much further. In fact, today's enormous variety of breeds, from Chihuahuas to St. Bernards, they originated from a remarkably small number of ancient wolves. And that fact really puts things into perspective. To put something into perspective means to understand its true importance or scale. But let's move on. One of the most important developments in human history was agriculture, and dogs played a crucial role. Once humans began growing crops, they faced a new challenge: protecting these crops, protecting their harvests. Wild animals constantly attempted to eat the wheat, barley, the rice, and other valuable crops, and dogs became natural guardians. To guard means to protect. Dogs warned humans about danger, they chased away herbivores, and they helped communities preserve precious food supplies. Now, this may sound very simple, but it changed everything. Humans could now store food. Communities became permanent settlements. Civilizations emerged. You could say dogs helped humans lay the foundations of civilization. The expression "lay the foundations" means to establish the basis for future development. Without dogs, history might have turned out very differently, and this was only the beginning. Around 12,000 years ago, humans increasingly settled in permanent communities. Permanent settlements brought advantages, but also new problems. Food stores attracted predators, and livestock needed protection. This is where dogs truly came into their own. That expression, "come into one's own," means to begin showing one's full value or potential. Dogs became shepherds and guardians, hunters and companions. One remarkable example today comes from Mongolia. Mongolia is in the east, between Russia and China. Livestock guardian dogs, such as the Bankar, they protect sheep and goats from wolves today. Now, the fascinating thing is that these dogs descend from predators, yet they protect animals they would naturally hunt. This is possible through socialization. The puppies are raised alongside sheep from a very early age, and eventually they identify the flock as family. This demonstrates the incredible behavioral flexibility of dogs. A flock just refers to a group of sheep or birds. Humans and dogs developed what we might call an unwritten contract. Dogs offered protection. Humans provided food, affection, and companionship. An unwritten contract is an informal agreement, understood by everyone involved. Listen to this sentence. Dogs had been living alongside humans for thousands of years before agriculture emerged. That's the past-present continuous. We use this tense to describe an activity that continued before another event in the past. Dogs had been living alongside humans for thousands of years before agriculture emerged. Now let's discuss hunting. Humans had always admired wolves as hunters. Wolves hunt cooperatively. They communicate. They surround prey. And humans learned from them. Eventually, people began breeding specialized hunting dogs. Different breeds performed different tasks. Retrievers recovered birds. Terriers, they hunted rats. Greyhounds pursued fast prey. And bloodhounds, they tracked scents. There's a phrasal verb here, to track down. It means to locate after searching. You'll hear it today. Police tracked down the suspect. So dogs dramatically increased hunting success. Some historians, they argue that dogs effectively doubled human hunting efficiency. And as a result, humans could feed much larger communities. This gave people a significant edge. That's an idiom, to gain an edge. It means to obtain an advantage. Now, another astonishing canine ability is smell. Dogs possess around 300 million scent receptors. Humans have approximately 6 million. This is why dogs excel at tracking. Bloodhounds, for example, have become what we call legendary. A legendary person or thing is famous and admired over a long period. Today, dogs continue to protect wildlife reserves by tracking poachers. A poacher is someone who illegally hunts animals. In Kenya, for instance, specially trained dogs have significantly reduced illegal hunting. Notice the grammar there. Poaching has fallen dramatically. This is the present perfect. We use it because the reduction began in the past and it remains relevant today. Poaching has fallen dramatically. That's the present perfect. Dogs They also transformed transport. Thousands of years ago, Siberian communities developed dog sleds. A sled is a vehicle that slides across the snow. Dog sled teams enabled humans to travel vast distances. That's an adjective, vast. It means extremely large. Dogs literally expanded humanity's horizons. There's an idiom you'll often hear in this subject. Man's best friend. We all know this expression. We've all heard this expression. And it seems entirely deserved. You see, modern science increasingly shows that dogs do much more than work for us. They heal us, they comfort us, and sometimes they even save us. Throughout history, dogs have been rescue animals, guide dogs, mine detection dogs, and therapy dogs. A therapy dog is trained to provide emotional support and comfort. Researchers have discovered that interacting with dogs stimulates the release of oxytocin. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It strengthens emotional connections, and this creates what scientists call a virtuous circle. Now, a virtuous circle is a positive cycle in which one good event creates another. Humans feel happier. Dogs respond positively. And humans then feel even happier. Remarkably, studies show that dogs can recognize human emotions simply by observing facial expressions. They can detect fear, anxiety, sadness, and happiness. In many ways, dogs seem exceptionally attuned to human feelings. That's an adjective, attuned. It means sensitive or responsive to something. One particularly moving example involves military veterans suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is a psychological condition caused by experiencing traumatic events. Service dogs frequently help individuals regain confidence and reconnect with society. There's a phrasal verb here, to pull someone out of. It means to help someone escape from a difficult situation. For example, you could hear, friends helped pull him out of depression. And dogs can literally pull people out of isolation. Another extraordinary feature of dogs is their loyalty. Even dogs that have experienced abuse often continue to trust humans. And that's remarkable. The adjective remarkable just means unusual and worthy of attention. This raises a profound question. Why are dogs so forgiving? Science doesn't yet have all the answers. There's a saying, a dog is the only thing on earth that loves you more than it loves itself. Now, whether that's literally true or not, many dog owners would certainly agree. I have 3 dogs, and I would agree with that statement. So let's examine this grammar. Dogs have accompanied humans for thousands of years. Again, this is the present perfect. The relationship started in the distant past and continues today. Maybe that's the central message of this particular episode. The partnership between humans and dogs is not simply practical. It's emotional. It's evolutionary. And it may be one of the most successful alliances in the entire history of life on Earth. From wolves scavenging near ancient camps to modern therapy dogs helping people recover from trauma, dogs have walked beside us every step of the way. They have shared our journeys, our struggles, our triumphs, and our homes. And after tens of thousands of years together, one thing remains certain. Dogs truly are humanity's oldest and perhaps greatest friends. Thank you for listening to Listen Global English. Until next time, keep learning, keep listening, and above all, keep using your English. Bye-bye for now.